And the one time a girl swiped right on me, I had no idea how to keep the conversation going. I never thought I would be the type to ask a woman, "What are you doing?" every 5 minutes. But here I was doing that. She never talked to me again. I got fed up with my lack of social skills and inability to flirt, and I was determined to change. So, I asked my friend since he was the only woman expert I knew. I called him and begged for him to share his secret sauce, or give me a few tips on how to talk to women. That's when he revealed something shocking. He used to be just like me, introverted, boring, and he didn't know a thing about women. I asked how he was able to change because I needed to change as well. He told me to use a dating AI and listed off some specific ones, but he said Pickup Pal helped him flirt better, so he recommended that to me the most. Obviously, I didn't believe him and thought he wanted to gatekeep his secret because there was no way an app could change an introvert into a playboy. But he was literal proof that it could, and I rarely saw him strike out with a girl. Honestly, I didn't want to take his advice because I thought he was messing with me. So, I started searching on Google to learn about women and how to interact with them. But every website I saw had the same generic information. Say hello, be yourself, be confident. None of that had worked because after saying hello, I would start stuttering and fumbling over my words. And I couldn't be confident because I didn't know how to. At that point, I was getting desperate, and it was clear the only way to break out of my monotonous routine was to download the dating AI. It couldn't hurt to try at this point, and even though I still didn't have high expectations for it, the app worked out better than I thought it would. I used it to fix my Tinder profile because it had a bio generator and photo analyzer. For my bio, I listed some of my interests and copied what it generated onto my Tinder profile, and it chose the best pictures to use, which, thank God, because I originally had a picture of me holding a fish on my profile, and I thought that was okay. The app told me to get rid of that first. It could also generate a response to a message to keep the conversation going, but I didn't have a use for that yet. However, with a new bio and pictures, I had 4 matches in just 3 days, and I used the dating AI on all of them. All my conversations went well because I was constantly generating interesting replies, and the women seemed interested in getting to know me. I was having fun texting people, and my phone was constantly blowing up from their messages. But it didn't take me long to realize I was only connecting with one girl since we had the most in common. We started bonding over One Piece and Valorant, and our conversations quickly moved on to other interests. Talking to her felt natural, and I only used the AI when our conversations started dying because I never wanted to stop talking to this girl. After 3 weeks of nonstop texting, I asked her out on a date. She said yes, but then realized I had no idea where to take her. I was about to freak out, but I checked the AI to see if it had anything that would help me, and it had a date generator. All I had to do was put a location and her interests, and then it would pick the perfect places to take her. I chose to take her to this popular Mexican restaurant, and she loved the food. I was mostly worried about our date being awkward or me not knowing what to say because it felt like I had relied too much on the AI to help me. But our conversation went smoothly, just like it did over text, and using the AI consistently meant I knew what to say when our talks died down. Talking about things I liked and asking her if she liked it too had us talking for a while, and I got to know her by asking about her past. That was my first date, and I enjoyed it so much that I couldn't wait to go out with her again. Our conversations extended past texting, and it was clear we were both into each other, so I asked her to be my girlfriend. We've only been dating for 2 months, but I'm really happy with her. Though I'll admit, I still use Pickup Pal when I want to take her on dates because I always want things to be perfect for her. I really hope she never finds out.
My golden child brother destroyed the dress that my aunt gave me because he didn't want me to go to prom. So I sold his laptop and kept the money. Ever since my brother was born, my parents treated him like he was made of glass. My mom was actually told that she could never conceive after she had me. So when she got pregnant again, everyone called it a miracle child. And they made sure to spoil him after he was born. I was told to not go near him because I could hurt him. They went on a vacation to Bali with my brother but left me with my grandparents, even though I begged them to take me along. On my 10th birthday, all I wanted was to go to the playground for a while and enjoy myself. But they decided that it was more important to go and buy new clothes for their other child. As my brother grew up, he realized that he could ask for literally anything and my parents would never say no. He would ask to play with my toys, and suddenly they would become his forever. Because I always spoke up about how unfair my parents were treating us, he took offense to that. He would break things around the house like a flower pot or a beer glass, and then blame it on me. And of course my parents had to take his side. In fact, they even asked him how he wanted me to be punished, to which he would say, grounded for a whole week. Since he did that so often, my parents considered me a problem child and refused to celebrate my birthdays. When I was 13, I asked them why they treated us so differently, and their reply was, "Your brother was a gift from God. And looking at how much trouble you have been causing recently, we are glad we have another child to rely on for the future." I was so distraught over my parents not loving me that I cried myself to sleep that night. I was even bullied at school because I didn't have any stuff while my brother had all the new gadgets. But I didn't fall into depression, and instead decided to prove to them that I'm not a useless daughter. I started working really hard at school, and would sacrifice hanging out with my friends so I could get the best grades possible. But the one thing that I didn't want to sacrifice was my prom. I had been asked to go by my boyfriend, and it was going to be the one thing that would wash off my loneliness. I talked to everyone about it, and that was my mistake. A few days before my prom date, our parents punished him for the first time because they caught him underage drinking. He was grounded and was really mad that he wasn't being forgiven. And when he saw how happy I was, it lit a fire of jealousy inside him that he would use to destroy my happiness. My aunt had given me a wonderful dress, and I was excited to wear it. But on the day of the prom, I went to check in my closet and saw horror. That dress, along with all my other dresses, was torn into pieces. Someone had sneaked in and destroyed everything I could wear to go to the prom. I knew it was my brother, and I confronted him. But he denied everything, and claimed that he was grounded so he couldn't leave his room. Then I went to my parents, thinking they had changed after they punished him and would see what he had done. But they backed his story, and told me that I shouldn't accuse anyone without any proof. I ran to my room and cried, because there was nothing I could do as prom was just a few hours away. I called my boyfriend and told him what happened. He said that it was fine and we could have a date another time, but I could tell that he was angry. I didn't just want to stay quiet after that and let my brother get away with it. I knew that he did this on purpose because I talked about my prom, and I was going to get payback. On Sunday, his punishment was finally over and he went out with his friends to celebrate. I snuck into his room and started looking for something I could take. When I saw his laptop, I knew it was the perfect instrument immediately. I stole it and took it to the store, where I sold it. For a decent amount since it was the latest model. My parents still haven't bought me a laptop, by the way, so this was just leveling the playing field in a way. I kept the money and was never going to admit doing it. But never did I imagine that my brother wasn't done playing dirty.